Good morning, friends. Today's lesson 15-7, page 897, 898. The focus is on equal shares, different shapes. There's different shapes. Yesterday, your lesson, or the last lesson on 15-6, talked about dividing into equal parts. Dividing, I think we did squares, we did rectangles, we did circles, equal parts. We did halves, we did thirds, and we did fourths. This is focused on dividing different shapes into equal parts, equal shares it uses. So it says here, draw lines to show two different ways to divide the same rectangle into four equal shares. And four equal shares. So both of these, after you put your name on it, four equal shares. So one way, you could divide this in half, like a plus sign. We did this yesterday with squares. You can also do it with rectangles. Four equal shares. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one way. Now we're going to get a little crazy. We're going to divide this one in half. Again, we're going to try to do four equal shares. A different way, we're going to divide this one in half and divide this one in half. So these two are equal because they have 1, 2, 3 squares. Now we're going to do one of these. So you have 1, 2, 3, that's one of your parts. 1, 2, 3, that's another one of your parts. 1, 2, 3, that's another one of your parts. And 1, 2, 3 is another one of your parts. So we have 1 equal part, 2 equal parts, 3 equal parts, and 4 equal parts. It got a little fancy there. A little fancy. So you have 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts. This has this 3, but they're not all linear. A little zigzag here. So how many squares are in each equal share? Well, how many squares are in an equal share? This equal share has 1, 2, 3. This one 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 has 1, 2, 3. And this one has 1, 2, 3. That's your answer. Number 6 says describe the equal shares with and the whole in item 4. This is what we did yesterday about describing with words. So it says each share is a blank of the whole. Well, each share, this is a share, is 1/4 of the whole. Fourth, so you have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4 of the whole. So each whole is 4/4. So again, when you're talking about fractions, this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. Draw lines to show two different ways to divide the same rectangle into 3 equal shares. It's tricky. 3 equal shares. So again, fractions is going to relate to division. You got to figure out how many total squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you're dividing 12. If you're Mr. Bell, if you have 12 squares and you divide it by 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So every one of your equal shares has to have 4. So here's one of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 1. And here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is another one. That's your second, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. There's your 3. And then down here, same concept, is you're going to take this and you're going to say, okay, let's just do a little bit differently this time. Almost ripped my paper. There's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How can equal shares in a rectangle have different shapes? How can they have different shapes? Like this one is almost like an L shape and an L shape and a straight line. This one's a box and an L and an L. How can they have Equal shares of a rectangle have different shapes. How? Because they have the same number of squares. Well, look, they all have the same number of squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or they all have 4 squares. Flip it over on the back, knocking it out. It says Alan wants to share this pan of cornbread with 3 friends. Alan and his friends will each get an equal share. How many pieces will be in each share? So you're going to divide this into 3 equal parts. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's going to be 12. If you're Mr. Bell, 12 divided by 3. If you know division. If you don't know division, you're going to have to draw a picture and troubleshoot it. How many in each share? Greg says that equal shares can be different in shape and size. Is that correct? Shape and size. Whew. Think about that one, yes or no, and explain why he's right or why he's wrong. Donna drew the line in this rectangle to make 2 equal shares. Are the shares equal? Well, here's how you do it. You're essentially going to say, okay, count the whole squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you've got a half and a half. And then over here, count the same thing and see if they're equal or not. So you're counting the top half of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and these are half and half. 9 plus a half is 9 and a half, and 9 and a half plus a half is 10. So up here you have 10. You got to count down here to see if you have 10 total. 1 half plus 1 half is a whole, which is a 1. And then last but not least, Meg divides a rectangle into 3 equal shares that are not the same shape. Which could be Meg's rectangle, not the same shape. Get done. Turn it in. If you have any questions, come see me.